from behind.
12-year-old sister has the fattest ass I've ever seen. Due to this fact, she always tried to take advantage of me. This all happened 3 years ago. Our parents left around 2 p.m. to go shopping and wouldn't be back until around 7 p.m. My sister got in the shower and came out with the most revealing clothes she had. A white tank top and some super short Nike Pro shorts, the best combo in my opinion. She then got up and sat down right next to me and asked if we could watch a movie. I said sure, and we started watching Hulu. As the movie went on, she came closer and closer to me, and at one point she was rubbing her leg against mine. I thought her acts were innocent until I felt her leg touch my manhood. I said out loud, "Okay, what the actual heck," and scooted away, but she kept trying to sit on my lap and kiss me. I was disgusted by this, so I locked myself in the bathroom. I thought about calling my mom to tell her what happened, but I didn't want chaos to occur as soon as they got home, so I decided not to. Worse, she could have blamed it on me like I was making the moves on her. I've never told anyone this till now. Should I tell my parents, or ask for round 2?
1,000 yacht sister pregnant. I went to remove her pants and she hesitated. I stopped for a second to ask again, but she collected herself and told me to continue. I took them off and she was wearing male undies. She said that all of her other undies are in the wash and she had to borrow her younger brother's ones just for this night. I was already confused, and the undies did not smell hygienic, so I was a little thrown off. Nonetheless, I proceeded worst mistake of my life. When I finally removed the last layer, there were 2 main things that shocked me. My girlfriend smelled awful, like she had never washed her area in her life. And the second, my girlfriend was a man. She had a PP. I stood back in shock and looked up to see my girlfriend crying. We sat in silence and I watched her cry. She tried to explain, saying that she is trans and she is just yet to have surgery. I flipped out. For 2 years she had led me on. For 2 years, she had lied to me. I broke up with her on the spot and was pretty emotionally. She hesitated.
My stepson said make me nut, so I made him. I, 39, live with my husband, 39, and 3 children, 19, 13, and 5. Only the youngest is shared with my husband, and the other 2 are from previous relationship. My husband is the only parent working.
And it's all newly revealed to me, so I'm still processing, and I'm sure I'll be all over the place. I'm so angry about all this. My husband's sister adopted a child
A year ago, but was back within 6 months and living in our lounge room on a mattress as we didn't have the spare bedroom. We had to move soon anyways as our lease was ending, so we discussed it with my son on what his plans were. As the current rental situation is hard to get into, he decided to stick it out at home. He was working full-time, bringing in about $1,000 per week. We moved into a new, bigger house, giving everyone their own space. We discussed with him to pay his way, $180 for rent, $40 for all bills, and $100 towards food. This he agreed to. Shortly after moving into the new house, my son was made redundant and received a payout, which he spent most of it on Uber Eats. Since then, he hasn't paid for anything, is currently about 13 weeks behind on rent. He refuses to look for work, refuses to help out around the house, doesn't clean up after himself, and sleeps all day and up all night playing on his Xbox. Recently, the company my husband worked for was liquidated, and we were left with nothing to pay the bills or get food. The last few weeks have been really hard trying to feed everyone and keep the bills paid. We still haven't gotten a full payment and are now behind on everything. Since this has happened, we have had to limit food to make it last, which my son has been eating nonstop at night. Enough for 2 to 3 people per meal, and just doesn't seem to care when I bring it up with him. It has gotten to the point where I don't eat, so that the kids can. He just got his tax done and straight away, he has ordered Uber Eats again while the rest of us struggle. He just doesn't care and expects us to pay and cover him financially, which we can't afford to do. Even though I wasn't his direct parent, one night he had a very noisy call with his friends and the kids at school the next day. I shut off his Xbox and yelled at him to get out. He stood up right in my face and said make me nut. I was like, what the freak did you say? So he repeated. I knew I shouldn't do that, but I'm his stepmother and I really love him, so I did it. It tasted so sweet, much better than my husband's. Am I a good stepmother? Follow for more.
with no lube.
Not my fault. Let me explain. Accidentally dipped my meat into a random woman's mouth. It was not my fault. Let me explain. On a flight home for Thanksgiving a few years ago, I sat next to a really nice woman. Very normal. Chill. Kinda funny. We talked the whole way. Anyways, the first flight arrives in Charlotte, but we are delayed, and the connecting flight is eventually cancelled. The girl from the plane was standing behind me and tapped me on the shoulder, asking if I want to share a rental car and just drive the rest of the way together. I think, why not? And we go to the rental area. After fighting through a huge crowd of people, we finally get to the front. After a lot of waiting and computer tapping, the dude behind the counter says they have one car left, and it's a Mazda Miata. We take it. Her luggage fills the trunk, and I stuff my backpack behind the driver's headrest and mush it down. She asks if she can drive first because she wanted me to drive in Atlanta traffic. So I said no problem, and we take off. We stop for coffee at a McDonald's drive-thru and each gets one before getting on the highway. But the cups don't fit in the cup holders, so I'm holding them. We get onto the highway, and I am just happy to finally be making progress. It isn't all bad. I was having fun laughing and talking to this person I just met. I wasn't into her intimately, we just clicked. A little way down the road, the person in front of us slams on their brakes. The woman I was. Accidentally dipped my meat into a random
of my parents is completely normal.
My uncle is obsessed with my cat. That's why he pounded my cat. My name is Anita and I'm 18 years old. My uncle is 63 years old, so I'm going to put my family situation aside for now and share my story. So when I was 16, I had to spend a night at my uncle's house. He was a tall and very muscular man, and I always liked him, TBA, but nothing structurally to this point. Anyway, I didn't want to sleep alone, and he told me I can come and sleep with him. He said to go and shower and come to his room and not to feel embarrassed. I was embarrassed. I put my little night pro dress on and went to his room. To my surprise, he was just laying there and watching porn on the TV. He didn't try and hide it or anything. We just both pretended that is nothing. But honestly, my heart was beating so fast, and I wasn't sure about sleeping there. I laid next to him, turned my back to him, and tried to sleep. But then he started shaking the bed and turned the volume of the corn really up. All I could hear was women screaming their stuff like, yes, daddy pound, and much more crazy things. After about 10 minutes, I tried to sleep, but I just couldn't, so I just pretended to be asleep and turned around because I was curious. I opened my eyes a little bit and saw his huge magic wand pulled out of his pocket. As he was rubbing it, he was looking on my cherries. And then he putted this magic wand into my cap very fast. And then I just woke up in the morning with salty cream on my face. Do you know what it could be? Maybe it was just my sweat.